feel it's necessary to yak about bullshit in order to be comfortable?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Welcome back, everyone. It is South of the Border. It's episode 71, and yeah, we're actually right on time today.
Yeah.
We're usually late.
We're a minute early, actually.
We're kind of, well, like 30 seconds early. That's good. That's good. I think it's because of my nice new bald head. It shines.
Sorry,
Look at it
can I
shine.
do something real quickly on stream?
No.
Want to slap it?
No. Okay. Ow. I have a sunburn.
You have a
That's the thing.
sunburn?
If you're bald and you live near the equator, it's quite a... It's quite an
adventure.
intense sun, so you can get burned within 10 minutes of just being outside. Anyways, so welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just want to also mention real quickly, if you hear scratching, it's not from us. It is from our dog here in the corner, who is
Oh yeah,
just having a great time in the bed.
I forget your mother threw him in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's had enough of him today. She said,
You know I have to give him a bath later?
"Oh, good luck with that. I'll watch."
I have to cut the grass. I have to give him a bath. And you know how he gets. He's skirmish. He'll try to run.
Well, good
Well,
luck.
he's starting to be better with me. He likes me more now when it comes to that.
He doesn't like you at all.
No, he doesn't.
All right.
Well,
Well,
he likes me when I'm alone. It's just me and him. After that, it's like, oh, mom's here. Let's go screw.
we got a couple of topics today, and we're going to kind of keep it to a couple of topics. I know a lot of people are still talking about the Pope. Guess what? He's still dead.
Still in state. I mean, we can show a picture.
We'll show. Oh, you want to see the picture?
He hasn't moved.
He
He hasn't moved.
He hasn't moved. He's still lying in state.
Still in state. Actually, he's going to be moved to the Vatican. If not, he's already been moved.
Let's see here. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, he's going to be moved.
He doesn't look real. It looks not real. This looks fake. It looks just creepy, actually.
Well, they don't do the whole... in the U.S., what we do with bodies when you put them on display is we put, like, either dye in the bloodstream to keep it, make it look kind of colored, flesh.
Okay.
They don't do that there. They don't do
Okay.
that at all.
He's definitely he's looked better. But there he is. So we're not really going to be talking much. I mean, this funeral is going to be Saturday, so we'll probably cover that, and we'll cover the conclave when they finally get that together. But the two topics we have today.
And they will be moving him to Lion State until Saturday, so he should be being moved either later today or he's already been moved
Okay.
because they're 7 hours.
Oh,
ahead of
Trump's
us.
going to the funeral.
Yeah, all the presidents and leaders are going to the funeral. A lot of them are.
Oh, nice. Free for all there. All right.
May 6th-ish is when the conclave is supposed to meet, approximately. Could be earlier, it could be later. And that's when
The
we'll
only
have...
date in May that counts is May the 4th. One, it's our wedding anniversary, my wedding anniversary to your mother. And two, it's Star Wars Day.
Hell yeah.
May the 4th, baby. All right. Anyway, so the two topics we have today, I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of debate between you and I, but
Uh-oh.
the first one we're going to cover, listen, I told you this is going to get out of hand, and it's gotten out of hand.
Oh, God.
All right, and the thumbnail, Can There Be Justice? And I really do mean that, Can There Be Justice? Let's just start out with this, all right? I know a lot of people look at a picture of this young man, Carmelo Anthony, and a lot of people have drawn their own conclusions
Right.
as to what happened, what didn't happen. And you and I have speculated on our own by reading through the police reports. But here's the deal. The young man, and he's a young man, he's 17 years old. If you don't like him because of the color of your skin, fuck you.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's just
Okay?
flat out wrong.
Personally.
You can like him. You can dislike him because he might have done something. Or
Yeah,
did
you
do
could.
something.
If he truly did commit this horrible act on purpose or second degree, whatever it is,
yeah.
you could not like him. But if you look at him and go, I don't like him, and I think he should be this or that because you don't like black people, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
That's just the way I feel. But this man deserves
A fair trial.
a fair
and a safe trial.
Yeah, a
And
safe
a safe
trial.
one. I can't believe we're saying that. A safe trial.
A safe trial. So unfortunately, there's been a lot, and we said this from minute one. This is going to turn racial. It has turned racial, and there's been some real assholes getting themselves involved in this crap.
But they shouldn't be involved.
Now, I'm not a supporter of Carmelo Anthony by any means. I'm not sitting here going, I'm on his side or I'm on Team Carmelo or whatever this is. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm on team, can we have a fucking fair trial in the United States of America?
Which it seems to be a lot to ask right now.
It really does.
Which
It
is
really-
weird.
And God bless the Frisco Police Department because they are dealing with some bullshit. You are going to wait till we get into this.
God.
First of all, Carmelo Anthony has had to move to an undisclosed location to ensure safety. Now, he had $1 million bond, right?
Which was reduced to 250,000.
It was, let me see here. Yeah. Teen accused of fatally stabbing Texas track athlete released after posting 250,000. Yeah, they dropped it to 250,000. He's got to remain ankle monitored and all
house
that.
arrest. He's under house arrest, yeah.
But unfortunately, his house isn't freaking safe because now he's got sisters, he's got a mother, he's got a father who had to quit his job or take a leave of absence because of what's going on. They're getting death threats.
Oh, God.
They're getting.
We knew about this before. It came out a little bit, but
Yeah,
has it gotten worse?
Oh, yeah, it's going to wait till I get into it. First, let's go over this, all right? Carmelo Anthony, 17, was released from jail on a reduced bond on April 14th, okay? $250,000, nothing to sneeze at. $1 million, whatever, okay? All right.
It's fair.
It's fair, okay? It's fair. The teen has been issued an electronic monitor and will remain on house arrest, only leaving with court approval, court records say. Anthony must also be supervised by a parent or adult at all times and can't have contact with the victim's family.
Can't?
Can't.
Okay.
Can't have contact.
I was
Which
can, I was gonna
that's
say.
going to get real tricky in a minute.
Uh-oh.
He also has to check in with court bailiffs every Friday, court records show. In a statement to USA Today on April 15th, Howard said that Anthony is now back at home with his family, which, innocent until proven guilty. I'm fine with him being back there with his family. The kid ain't running nowhere.
Yeah, no.
He ain't running nowhere, all right?
He's ankle monitored. They know where he is.
Yeah, so they know where he's going, or they know where he's going to be. So the police and the prosecution want to get it right. Thank God somebody does, because apparently the rest of the world, at least parts of the world that are descending upon Frisco, Texas, don't give a shit about right and wrong. They just give a shit about promoting their own agenda, their own social messaging, all right? Yeah, you have a white kid who was stabbed. You have a black kid who's accused of doing it.
Not a great look.
Not a great look?
Not a great look.
But it doesn't mean that we have to actually give in to those disgusting
Ideas and thoughts.
Yeah. So the Next Generation Action Network is a civil rights organization in North Texas. They are representing the family. And, you know, at first when I thought, wow, why are they getting a civil rights organization involved? It's a criminal thing. Now I understand. I mean, we're going to go over, so now I understand. Now, both sides are getting bullshit from both sides are getting bullshit. We're going to get into that.
Oh, God.
But the kid, I say man, the kid, he's a fucking kid. He's 17 years old, okay? When every one of us was 17 years old, we did stupid shit. Maybe not that stupid.
Yeah, maybe not this
but
stupid
you
to
know
stab
what?
a guy in the chest, but, you know.
He's 17 years old. Give him a friggin' trial.
And a chance to maybe tell his side of the story.
Yeah.
Even if he's still guilty, right? Because
Yeah.
I mentioned actually going to count him on, at the very least. I mean, okay, if they have like the greatest defense trial, I mean, manslaughter is what you're trying to hope to get.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I will say is they're saying their minister Dominique Alexander, who's part of the civil rights organization, said this justice must be fair and impartial and protected from biases. We do not pull the race card; we live it. Now, here's the thing: we're going to go through some stuff, and yeah, it's a lot of bullshit. But I haven't seen anything racial except for one thing. And this guy, I can't believe this guy is not in jail. But anyways. There's racism being played on both sides. If this guy said, we do not pull the race card, you are pulling the race card. You are pulling the race card.
By bringing it up, you're pulling it.
Yeah. So here we go. All right. Where do I
understand
want to start?
I understand there are people that are going to probably disagree with us saying people with different skin colors do live a different life in the U.S. And to the extent, yeah, that can be true in certain places, but not all over the place. Like, I don't think Frisco, Texas. I hate to break it to you.
No.
I've been in Texas.
No.
Never had anybody be mean to me. I lived in Houston.
Well, yeah, but
we went abroad around the state.
But the first people who brought race into this was the victim's family. I will say that.
The victim's family.
Excuse me. The suspect's family. The victim's family
he
came
didn't
out
want
and
it.
said, basically, this is not about race. It's not about politics. Please don't bring it out. That was the father of the victim who said that first on the day, hours after his son was murdered or killed or lost his life, however you want to put it. Anyways, so Frisco police are now investigating after families of Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf are harassed with swatting calls. This is bullshit. Okay? This is going to get somebody killed because not only are swatting calls deadly. All right, if you don't know what swatting is, can you explain what swatting is? Because you're the younger guy here.
Yeah, swatting is, this kind of became more popular with doing this to streamers who streamed live. people would figure out their location by doxing them, and they would call the SWAT or not the SWAT. They would call the police, 911 emergency call, and say, "There's a guy There's a guy with a gun in this address. He's shooting people. Get there quickly."
Yeah.
Or he's shooting, or he's threatening to shoot people. And what the police does is they send immediate. They don't send the normal police guys. They send the SWAT, guns drawn, ready to go. And so what ends up happening is they'll break into these houses. Literally, they'll break the doors down, right? Because they have a plausible lead.
Guns drawn, ready to go.
And there have been cases where I believe people have been shot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard of anybody dying yet.
I haven't, but
probably has.
To me, swatting is attempted murder.
No, it has happened, I think, before, but not with any streamers that I'm aware of.
But I think swatting should be considered attempted murder.
It should be, because guess what? These guys come in gun drawn, and they see a sudden movement that they don't like. They have full authority to pull the shot, pull the trigger.
So the families of Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony are facing unrelenting harassment that's putting their safety and the safety of their neighbors at risk. I mean, the fucking neighbors. They have nothing to do with this. You have freaking knuckleheads.
Live their life.
Yeah. You have freaking knuckleheads on both sides doing this stupid shit. And if you are doing this stupid shit, you're a stupid shit. I mean, you really are a stupid shit. You are just not even worthy of the word human being. All right? You take a tragedy and you're doing this crap to it. I mean, why? Because you think you need a voice? Because you think you need to say something? You want to say something? Get a YouTube channel. You want to get on your platform? Get on Instagram. You know what? Don't put other people's lives in danger because it makes you no better than the people you think you're trying to fight against. Anyways, twice since 17-year-old high school student Austin Metcalf was killed, Frisco police officers have been sent to his mother's and father's home because of prank 911 calls.
That's not prank 911 calls. That's attempted murder.
No, it's swatting. He would not go on camera, but Austin's father, Jeff Metcalf, told CBS News Texas that he's worried someone will get injured or killed by what's happening in his neighborhood. Images of video show what happened outside Jeff Metcalf's home in Frisco on Thursday. SWAT officers and all that. So.
Oh, great, dude! I mean, this has to be racially motivated on both sides. These calls and these threats.
Yeah. So we got some swatting, we got some all sorts of other stuff.
Porch pirate.
Porch pirate.
I don't think this is the right video.
This is not the right video. This is the one they put there. Anyways, so yeah, this is just a recap of everything. I'm not gonna find that video right now. But anyways, yeah, I seen it. SWAT members, guns drawn, coming up to the house. It's the most recent of several incidents of what's known as swatting and what pranksters call 911. They're not pranksters, they're assholes. Yeah. Anonymously to harass, in this case, the family of the victim of a high-profile murder case. It's been around for a while, but it's really taking on new life and these social issues. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Understand it. It needs to stop. Someone's going to get hurt. All right. On Thursday, the mother of Carmelo Anthony, the Frisco student charged in the stabbing death of Austin, revealed that her husband had to take a leave from his job because of the harassment targeting his employer. So not only that, but the guy can't even go to work to make a paycheck to hopefully pay for his son's defense. Again, I'm not saying I'm supportive of Carmelo Anthony saying he's innocent. I'm not. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not. I'm just saying
he deserves the defense.
You got to pay for your defense, all right? The father didn't do anything wrong, and neither did the employer. So a lot of bullshit. Wait till we get to. I do have the video pulled up of the mother.
And that it's not even just paying for the defense. I mean, he's got 2 other daughters.
He's got 2 other daughters
and a wife.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So
what are we doing?
So they had to move Carmelo. That's why they had to move him to an undisclosed location. Literally, he's on trial for his life.
And he can't even be in the comfort of his own home when I'm gone.
Nope. So he's got to be surrounded and protected. There's a lot of misinformation going on around here. I'll get to that in a minute.
Well, because I think it's purposeful because they don't want to let the details spill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's a lot of misinformation online with people that shouldn't be involved in this stuff, and one of them is a January 6th rioter.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We're gonna play this.
What are we doing?
We're gonna play this, and I'm gonna play this here. Let's see if we can play this.
In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack.
I'm gonna keep it muted here.
Whatever you think what happened between Carmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week,
Well, she's speaking here.
has been overwhelming. The lies and
What
their
she's talking about
amplification
for
put my
family
family in danger,
Her daughter's
as
not
well as
allowing her to
everyone
sleep,
in our community,
at home.
everyone
Her
involved in the
husband had mental
investigation,
breakdowns, having just
from the
deteriorated.
police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family.
Especially when all you're worried about is your son.
His mental health is deteriorating day by day.
We're not muted. No.
Oh,
We have
okay, I was
endured
confused.
death
I
threats.
thought you meant we were muted.
No, I'm talking over it.
My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation
We might get
to
copyrighted
buy
for
a
this.
home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do.
What do you think?
We
so?
believe in the Constitution. We believe in the laws
think
of
it's
this
really
state.
sad.
Yeah.
But those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us.
And like I said, God bless the
To be
fiscal police for
clear,
dealing with all this
when I
stuff,
speak
all this
publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day, there's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience,
I mean, this is
and
just tragic
prayers
for both of the
as
families
we
have to deal with it. 'Cause, I mean,
navigate
this is
this
just,
difficult
I mean, this is
process.
the,
Thank you.
what is it, the plaintiffs, I guess you would call them? The suspect's family?
They're the defendants, yeah.
Yeah, the defendants, I mean. But also, it's also sad because the victim's family is also going through the same thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Now
both
to
families
Texas,
are going
where
through
a
the same
father
thing.
says
Both
he
families are
forgives
going
the
through
teen accused
similar
of
circumstances. And it shouldn't happen, but it is happening. And what's going to happen now is you're giving both families, I mean, if you want justice done, you don't interfere with it. You don't, because this is only making it more and more difficult to say this trial was biased. This trial had problems. This trial had this technicalities or whatever for appeals later on down the road. It's already tainted to the point with this bullshit that I don't know if justice can be done. I don't know if the kid can get a fair trial.
I don't know if you can get a fair trial because now, guess who has not heard of this trial or the details of this now?
Yeah.
Not a single juror.
Yeah, yeah, and the other thing is, we'll never know. I mean, how can you be like with all this swirling around? How do we become confident in what's happening in that courtroom is reflective of what truly should be happening because of all this crap that's being put into play now? Okay, so let's go back down here. So let's be clear. Okay, so some of the misinformation. All right. And again, if you're out there and you're doing this or you're looking at this from a racial standpoint and you don't like black people because they're black or you don't like white people because they're white, fuck you. All right. That's basically how I feel. So it's outright disrespectful, he said during the briefing, the minister posting nonstop about this case, misinformation. Alexander said there's been misinformation, particularly regarding a fundraiser in support of the Anthony family through Give, Send, Go, which has raised more than $458,000. Let's be clear. The family has not received one dime.
Even the CEO had to put out a statement
Yep.
of the Give Fund Go, right?
Yep. But we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of his family. $800,000 home, purchase Escalade, private security. And he basically comes in and says, that's our Escalade we're providing for our client. That's our private security we're providing for them. And they don't live in an $800,000 home. Since the tragedy unfolded, so Alexander said the organization's security detail escorted Anthony when he was released from jail on Monday. They did it in Escalade. Doesn't mean that's Anthony's Escalade. Doesn't mean that's family. But you get this bullshit, this, rich, privileged black family. Like, okay, so what if they're rich?
Yeah, even if they're rich, still.
I mean,
Fair
but
trial.
people are using that to like, what, black people can't be rich? We have to take revenge now? Is that really the thinking? Are we not past that thinking? And we're going to get to Austin Metcalf because we're going to play both sides of this because Austin Metcalf's family is getting shit on too. All right. But yeah, they are being targeted, discriminated against before the trial.
I mean, you might have to go. I mean, you might have a better chance of declaring mistrial with the bullshit that's gone around with this.
Yeah.
And it's going to sound that'd be a tragic way because I don't really think that's property justice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Justice is there's a trial that takes place, and if he gets acquitted, he gets acquitted. That's fine, but so long as there's a trial.
Yeah. But hey, this gets more active investigation. We believe in a legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. He said, to the family who experienced this loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, we ask for our continued support, patience, that's what she said. Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf, showed up at the press briefing. The father of victim showed up at that press briefing. I've got the video. We're going to watch it in a minute.
Oh, that sounds like a bad idea.
He was escorted out by police officers before it began and left without incident. Alexander called his presence disrespectful. Why? It's not disrespectful. You're giving a public press briefing. He's not there causing a problem. He wants to hear what you have to say. It's his son is dead. Why can't he be there? He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it. It's not inappropriate. You're having a public press briefing, so it's not.
It's public press briefing. I don't know why was he there originally?
Don't know. He doesn't say.
That's my concern. Is like, was he there to do something?
No, he's got one arm in a sling. He can't. He's not a physical threat.
No, I know that, but I mean, like, is he gonna like there to create a scene, interrupt? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's my concern.
He didn't say anything. He was very calm and very nice when we see it. All right, so we got that. Here's the. I'm just gonna mute this part, but we're gonna play it just so you can see it. But there's the dad right there.
All right, I'm gonna listen in real quickly.
Yeah, no, I muted it. There's no sound, so we don't get copyrighted. There's the dad. Police, see, he's there showing up, sunglasses. That's his son that was killed. There he is just standing there. He's not there causing a problem. He's just, he's just there. And they ask him politely, and he said, yeah, no problem, I'll leave. He went without incident. He already said, and he says, listen, he says later on in this video, I've forgiven him. I forgive Carmelo. God is going to take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously very religious. God will take care of this. So,
dude, he looks so different from those pictures. Is that a picture with the kid and his coach, or is that the kid and the father?
that's the kid and the father.
Dude, he looks like he lost so much weight since then.
Yeah, he did. Of course, he's not eating. He's not eating. I had another one here. I think it's this one actually. So here's some images shared. Now, I don't see anything racial about this, but this is okay. So you got people coming up to Carmelo Anthony's house, walking around it, taking pictures, kind of being intimidating, staring, right? All right, I get that. That sucks, okay?
That's still wrong.
Still wrong. They're sending him, there's an advertisement. I hate you, Fox News. There we go. They're getting mail, and what's in the mail? Austin Metcalf's obituary or literature from his funeral.
Whoa.
Yep.
Like, that's a form of harassment.
That's form of harassment, right? People showing up with fake DoorDash, fake Uber Eats, fake this, fake that, right? Trying to intimidate. So this is all bullshit. It's all bullshit and should not happen.
Okay, this sounds really bad, I'm about to say, and I'm not meaning to make this racial, but all those people have seen so far in the pictures are white.
Yep.
That's kind of concerning.
It's kind of concerning, but
Kind of concerning.
but I don't see any overt racism. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm not seeing an overt racism. Where I do see some overt racism
Or the death threats. The death threats, people.
this January 6th asshole.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Was
Hey.
that not enough?
I'm just saying. All right. So let's. Okay. So there was a rally held at Kirkendall Stadium, where the murder took place, or the killing took place, or whatever you want to call it. What we know: a small group of people gathered at Kirkendall Stadium in Frisco on Saturday. The flyers posted on social media said, "Quote: Protect white Americans, justice for Austin Metcalf, demand Carmelo Anthony be put back in prison until trial, peaceful protest, stop black violence on white Americans." Okay. That little racism there.
Little bit like white got to be protected. I mean,
Yeah.
I think every life is precious. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, when you start making violence about black, white, okay, black people hurt white people.
Yeah,
White
when you
people
make
hurt
it-
black people.
when you
Black
make it-
people hurt black people. White people hurt white
When you
people.
make it
We all
black
hurt the
lives-
Asians and the Arabs, okay? So it's not a color
Yeah.
thing.
When you make
Just-
it black on white violence and white on black violence,
Yeah.
it doesn't help.
Yeah, when I hear that, I just like, you know what? Shut the fuck up, all right? Just, all right?
No violence. How about no violence?
How about no violence? All right?
Period.
The rally was organized by Jake Lang of Florida, who was previously charged in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol.
Of course.
I'm glad he's involved from Florida. Why? Who knows? There was a rally held at the stadium parking lot in Frisco on Saturday at 11 a.m. According to the Frisco Police Department, 2 people were arrested during the event. An apparent clash between protesters and counter-protesters. One of the people arrested is accused of pepper spraying another person at the event. City officials say the people who attended didn't appear to be from Frisco.
Uh-oh.
Listen, if you're not from Frisco, Texas, stay the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it's just not.
Stay away,
It's
okay?
not your place. This
Rule
is-
number- yeah.
This is going to turn into a national case, essentially.
It is
'cause,
national. At this point,
At
it
this
is.
point, it's national, but it's going to turn even more the closer it gets to that date. But this is not a good sign because the people you're going to have in that city,
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Lot
First of all, if
dangerous.
you're from Florida, I get it. You're a redneck Yahoo. I get there. I've been there. All right. I got a lot of respect for Florida. Love the state. Been there a bunch of times. Don't come and fuck with Texas. You're fucking with the wrong people.
Yeah, listen,
You are
listen,
just-
you guys are scary. Your Florida men are unmatched, sir, to an extent. Unmatched till you meet a hard-ass Texan with a 45 on his belt.
Yeah.
Or 44.
Yeah. Just don't.
Probably a 44.
Don't-
Let's be honest.
don't-
They like the
don't-
bigger guns.
Okay, so Texas Representative Jared Patterson posted on X about the event saying there was a protest, quote, protest, in Frisco today led by apparently attended by folks who aren't from Frisco. By the looks of things, there were about a half a dozen or so folks there with more media attending than protesters, according to the reports. The professional agitators, which is what they were, no better than Antifa, didn't accomplish their goal today. They chose the wrong community, that's right, in which to spread their hate. Thank you, Frisco. I am so proud of the professionalism of the Frisco Police Department, who, God bless them again, I will say it over and over again, they are dealing with shit they never thought they'd ever have to deal with. And it goes on and on and on. Now, this guy, Lang, I use that term loosely, according to Jake Lang's post on X, he broke into Kirkendall Stadium and got the first ever footage of Austin Metcalf's blood stained on the stadium floor. Quote, his blood cries out for justice, and quote, lock up Carmelo Anthony now. What do you mean lock him up now? He's not been convicted of anything. That's our dog scraping his bed. You old man. Anyways, lock him up. Lock him up for what? He hasn't been convicted. All right? Yes, his blood cries out for justice. Yes. That doesn't mean you lock up somebody who's not been convicted of a crime like you have, Mr. Lang, or been arrested for a crime. Were you arrested? Were you convicted? Should you be locked up? All right, the video was posted on social media hours after the rally, just before 6:30 p.m. Now, here's the thing about this. This is what you need to know about this guy Lang. All right?
Okay.
Officials with the district say they have filed trespassing charges against Lang for breaking into district property. Now, they also said the individual in this video is filming on the home side of the stadium, saying, here's the first blood of Austin, right? But the incident where Austin died took place on the visitor's side, the opposite side of the stadium, which can be seen across the field when he turns the camera off himself. So he's just a bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Not only is he a loser, he's a bullshit artist.
But it's also weird. Why would you want to make up stuff about this?
Because that's how much he hates. That's how. Listen, there are people in the United States who are filled with hatred when it comes to race, and this is one of them. And they make up their bullshit to justify their bullshit. All right, on both sides, black and white. I'm not just saying white people do it; black people do it too.
Everyone does it.
Everyone does it that has that hatred in their heart. All right. Fox News reached out to Lang for comment, but has not heard back. Of course, they didn't. He's too much of a coward to call back. All right. So we've got all sorts of bullshit going on. Meanwhile, this kid can't get a fair trial
To save his life.
to save his life, and meanwhile, this kid who's dead
Can't catch a break.
can't get justice. Because whatever justice is, or whatever that looks like, he can't get it. The family can't get it because of what's going on. All right? It's just a ton of bullshit going on right now. That's all I know. That's all I can say. And let's turn that off. That's all I can say about that. I don't know. I don't know where they go from here. First of all, the grand jury has not brought back an indictment. They've charged Carmelo Anthony, but a grand jury still needs to bring back an indictment. They still haven't done that. The grand jury might not bring back an indictment of murder.
They might not, because you know what? At this point, how do you charge it now?
Yeah,
Everything that's going on.
and we'll see. We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But I don't know. How do you feel overall about this stuff? I mean, but let me just say this first. There's reasons why I left the United States. This is one of them. 'Cause I'm just tired of dealing with seeing it, living it, having it surrounded. I don't want my family surrounded by it anymore either. So we came here where the most that happens is I get called gringo and people shake my hand and laugh at me because they're happy to see an American and just have a good time. That's it. That's the most that happens here in terms of race. My wife doesn't have to worry about going anywhere because she's brown. My kids don't have to worry about it because they're part brown.
Well, the other one doesn't look at it.
He doesn't look it, but once they find out, it's,
Yeah. It could be problems, but
All right, I turn it over to you for final thoughts on this because we've spent some time on it.
yeah, so my final thoughts are this: I think it's a tragedy what's occurred for both of the parents. It's honestly really unfortunate that it's come to this. It should never have came to this. It should never had race involved. Yes, you could say in America it was inevitable for that to happen when it comes to media and people's opinions. And it's sad because we might not see a really fair trial, not only for Carmelo, but also for the victim who has lost his life and what the families rely on to keep faith in the system.
Yeah.
Because the system, as flawed as it can be, at times does work. But when you throw something like this, you hinder its ability to work properly.
Some people don't want it to work properly. People like Jake Lang don't want it to work properly. People filled with hate don't want it to work properly.
And that's wrong. It should. We have an equal society based on, the rights that we have been given by not just God, but just certain inalienable human rights, and they're being violated.
Yeah. And the kid Carmelo Anthony, he might be guilty of a lesser crime like manslaughter.
Yeah, he might be.
We don't know the circumstances. We don't have all the facts. We don't have all the eyewitness statements.
We only have some of the eyewitness statements.
Yeah.
And some of those are biased.
Some of those can change over time.
Exactly.
They do change over time.
You asked them right after the incident occurred, sure, but they might be misremembering things out of shock of just seeing a classmate or their friend.
Yeah.
Shit,
I don't remember half the stuff I did yesterday.
Yeah, sometimes I struggle. I remember what I did 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I don't have Alzheimer's. It's just I'm forgetful sometimes.
But they might bring back it might be a lesser crime.
It probably is.
And
I don't think second degree, first
but
degree.
that's
is too much.
justice. But some people don't want to accept that justice. It may be self-defense, and you know what? He's innocent,
It could be.
and he has every right. Like, people are pissed off that he's claiming self-defense. He has every right to claim self-defense if that's what he believes he was doing. If he believes he was now he might be wrong.
And how he went about
utilizing
his self. That's why I say, with the circumstances around the case, I wouldn't be surprised if they get away with a self-defense clause. But if he did have his hand on the knife before, then it does muddy things, and he might be guilty of manslaughter.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Yeah.
But
But honestly, the more and more I read about this case, when I started out,
you didn't want to be on the jury, and then a moment you did want to be on the jury.
what are you pointing to? You're pointing to something.
No, nothing.
Oh, okay.
I was just skipping the ad here,
Okay.
so I could keep up.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have been on a jury, but the more and more I read about this case, the more and more.
You don't want to be even on that jury.
No, how do I say this? To the people like Jake Lang and to the people out there, like, all you do is, for normal, everyday people like myself, is create more empathy for the victim and more empathy for the suspect. Because all you do is bring eyeballs to it and say, the people here who were wrong and really are screwed up, are these idiots doing swatting, sending packages, going to people's homes they shouldn't be going to neighborhoods they don't belong to, going to states they shouldn't be going to for reasons that are no good. And I don't know, honestly, my empathy for Carmelo Anthony has grown over the weeks. At first I was like, I had none. I had very little. My empathy for this young man has grown a lot, regardless of whether he's guilty or not. My empathy has grown more, and the more and more I read about this, the more and more I hope they really do get a fair trial, and it does come to a fair conclusion, whatever that might be. God bless the judge who's going to be in charge of this thing.
Oh yeah.
Oof. Thank God. You know what? Now I know why he's not allowing the media or cameras in the courtroom.
I don't blame him.
Yep, he's not allowing that. So, anyways.
Think he'll get pressured to have to?
No, he doesn't get. He's not going to get pressured to do. He already made the statement. So nope, you're not allowed. Not in my courtroom. So, with that, let us know what you think about this case, where you think it's going, what you think is good and bad and ugly about it. But it's definitely turning more ugly. And yeah, there you go. There's America in a nutshell right now. So, all right, now to our second topic of the day, something that I don't know. I think kind of piss off a lot of people. If you watch Fox News, you think that the entire nation is in favor of this, but they're wrong. Okay? Student loans in default to be referred to debt collection education department. So Linda McMahon, who, if you probably investigated her, if the Department of Justice wanted to investigate her, whose husband, isn't he being investigated for SEC violations, human trafficking, things like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, everything there is.
So her husband, but she can still be Secretary of Education. I'm sorry, how does that work? If your husband is under indictment for human trafficking and financial crimes violating SEC rules by the federal government, can you still be Secretary of Education? I guess if they vote you in. I don't know. But anyway, so Linda McMahon, Secretary of Education, is following Trump's orders. And now when COVID hit, Trump, he put a pause on student loans. Okay?
Right.
He never took it off. He lost the election. Biden promised, and a lot of what Biden promised a lot, and he got elected on a lot of promises that he couldn't keep or didn't keep, to wipe out student loan debt.
Which, is fair.
I think is a great idea, right? Why? Because, hey, we don't mind sending all sorts of billions of dollars to people across the world for shit that we don't want and don't need. How about spending the money on the kids that we're trying to get a college education, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the least we could do. I mean, if you want to also improve the economy, it doesn't make sense to you have disposable income.
Yeah.
Instead of putting that towards your loans, put it towards the economy. Buy consumer goods. Help the economy grow. No, instead you want to put it towards the loans.
And as far as paying the money back, there's no money to pay back. The money's already been spent. It's like asking, are we going to get our money back from Ukraine? No, we're not. Mm-mm. No. Anyways, so Biden came in, he kept the pause on, and now 5 years, almost 6 years later, student loans are going to be going to debt collection as any normal debt. Now, what that means is if you are more than 240 days without a payment and you don't come to some sort of agreement with the Department of Education, they can garnish any type of Social Security benefits, they can take your tax returns, they can garnish anything that comes from federal or state income, all right? I don't believe they have the power yet to go to your private place of business, like if you work for Walmart, and say garnish your wages. Probably coming soon, no, because they want their money. Now, I've got a lot to be. Listen, I'm all about people who get loans. They should pay back their loans normally. But, I lived through 2008. I remember.
Banks got bailed out.
Yeah, I remember the banks being bailed out for trillions of dollars because they made bad investments. All of a sudden, we're going to be like, hey, when you were 18 years old and didn't know your head from your ass, and you decided to sign these papers to go into debt for tens of thousands of dollars, yeah, we want our money back. Guess what? I want my money back from what we gave the banks because we didn't get that back.
Yeah.
People still lost their houses, right?
401ks, retirement funds.
Yep. Everything got fucking slaughtered, right? But this is the hill you want to die on. So Democrats, as a conservative who tries to stay in the middle, as a conservative, you've been looking for an issue. I'm about to give it to you, okay? So let's get into this right here.
Yeah, listen, we're going to talk about this real quickly for a moment. This is the one issue the Democrats should be jumping on.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll have not only the support of the country, but the support of the party pretty much unified.
Yep. The Education Department will begin collection next month on student loans that are in default, including the garnishing of wages for potentially millions of borrowers, officials said. Currently, roughly 5.3 million borrowers are in default on their federal student loans. 5.3 million Americans are currently in default. Now, when they turn this back on May 5th, guess what happens? Another 4 million are added to that. You're going to have 9 to 10 million people in the United States in default on loans. The Trump administration's announcement marks the end of a period of leniency that began during the COVID-19 pandemic. All right. Now, Joe Biden, he tried to do as much as he could to give broad forgiveness for student loans, only to be stopped by the courts. Get you? Okay. Again, you have to go through Congress to do stuff. Now, this is what Linda McMahon says. American taxpayers will no longer be forced to serve as collateral for irresponsible student loan policies. Okay. Well, Linda McMahon, I'm glad no one has dug into the WWE and the practices of your company and see exactly how that was built. Because, he's under indictment for SEC violations right now. I'm sure there's smoke and fire. All right. But Linda McMahon, the pillar of the education community. All right. Beginning May 5th, the department will begin involuntary collection through the Treasury Department's offset program, which withholds government payments, including tax refunds, federal salaries, and other benefits. So if you haven't gotten your tax refund yet, and May 5th rolls around, and you're like, hey, where's my tax refund? And you happen to be, behind in your student loan payments, they probably went and took it. Or your Social Security benefits. Imagine that. I couldn't pay off my student loan because I'm old and I can't get a job. Well, guess what? We're going to take your Social Security. I mean, really, this is draconian.
Yeah,
this is draconian, right?
This is bad.
But you need you need a few more $1 billion to go to Ukraine or Israel to fight some wars. No problem. All right, we got that. Okay, here we go. And I agree with this guy, Mike Pierce, Executive Director of Student Borrower Protection Center. This is cruel, unnecessary, and further fan the flames of economic chaos for working families across the country. Yeah, because honest to God, you don't know, like you and your brother have student loans, and like they're paused, they're not paused, they're paused, they're not paused, they're getting paid off, they're not getting paid off, they're getting like what the fuck? Like seriously,
what am I supposed to do?
We pick a policy and go, okay? But no, we can't because Donald Trump wants his $1 trillion. Okay, because he doesn't have enough right now from the other things he's doing. All right, I thought we were going to be the richest country in the world with our tariffs, and we're going to be the richest country in the world with our new Visa gold card program, making millions and billions of dollars. Can't we just pay off the student loans with that? Can't we? No?
Nope.
Okay, I thought maybe. So what are we getting this billions of dollars for? Roads? We have billions of dollars already set for roads.
Yeah.
We have millions and billions of dollars already set for
Why
roads.
don't we just cut the spending? Listen, I hate to say this, but Department of Defense, sorry.
Yeah. Why don't we cut that? I mean,
you were talking about you want to save trillions of dollars.
They can't pass a fucking audit.
They can't pass an audit, all right? If they can't pass a fucking audit, you have no Americans here trying to do their best. And really, honestly, harsh circumstances. I mean, have you seen the economy?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the job economy for people like me.
I'm going to let you go into what you want to say about that, the job economy for recent graduates, because then we're going to get into some student loan debt statistics.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm going to tell you makes this a winning argument for Democrats. And please, if this is the way the Trump administration is going to treat people in America, go ahead. I'll help you out because you know what? This is what's going to make me regret my vote for Trump. All right? But go ahead.
I mean, there was a statistic that came out which was shocking. I mean, think of like the greatest university in the United States.
Harvard.
All right. Graduate, imagine you get a business graduate degree there.
Mm-hmm.
As of now, all right, this is according to AI Overview, but I think it's actually a little bit more. A quarter, 25% of the job seeking class from 2024 of Harvard, business Harvard, one of the best degrees you can get for business, if not the best, right?
It's probably top 3, maybe.
Jobless.
Jobless.
2024, graduates, not undergraduates, so not bachelor's, master's degrees.
Yeah.
Can't get a job.
I believe it.
I believe it's doubled for undergrads.
I believe it. Can't get freaking hired.
You can't get a job, you get hired. I know this. I study international affairs. I think I'm pretty damn good at it. Right? I'm not very aware of international situations. I studied for the test. I mean, I could even get a job because they canceled the test for the Foreign Service Officer test because they want to cut back on the jobs. It's understandable, right? You got to cut back on some jobs that are useless. But if people like me can't even get an entry-level position, right? Which that is kind of technically entry because there's no other way outside of, entry is public sector work, which is government work. My government's the United States. If they're not hiring, how am I supposed to get work?
Yeah.
with my degree.
Yeah. You can't.
Can't. And then that's not just me. That goes for a bunch of fields.
By the way, there's
Also,
some
livable wages, and you've got to pay off the loans at the same time. That's not happening.
There's some yokel out there going, but the job employment number is blah, blah, blah. Listen, the employment number is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
If I have 2 jobs, if I'm working part-time at McDonald's and part-time at Burger King,
I'm not making enough to survive.
but I have a master's degree in, say, biology, listen, folks, that doesn't mean shit. Is that the kind of, that's the kind of American dream we're looking for? No, but we want to buy Greenland. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so great point. Your generation is getting fucked.
We're getting. I mean,
Fucked.
I don't know of a single friend of mine that graduated, not just a semester before me, and I graduated early, or with me, that have a job.
Yep.
I think maybe one person has an internship,
Yep.
and they're lucky because they have a great family and they're supported. But that's it. That's all they got. It's an internship. And I don't know if you look at the jobs recently being posted, the requirements, the minimum requirements are ridiculous. Like, we want you, this is entry level, we're going to pay you entry level wage, we want 5 years experience. I'm sorry, 4 years I was studying in university. Actually, I graduated early, so 3.5.
Yeah.
Even though I had an internship, I don't even meet that qualification.
That's right.
So it's like, okay,
That's right.
no
That's
job for you.
All right, now, let's take a look at this. This is updated March 16, 2025. This is a very, as far as research initiatives go, this is Education Data Initiative. These are debt loan statistics, and there's a lot of them. So first of all, there is $1.77 trillion in student loan debt in the United States. I want to say that again. There is $1.777 trillion of debt, okay, that we sucker kids. Now, if you went to a bank for a loan and you told them that you wanted to spend it on going to class, they'd look at you like, no, that's a bad investment. But we do it for kids just starting out in life, all right? It's a way to keep you down, all right? Outstanding federal student loan balance is $1.693 trillion, okay? Federal student loan debt represents 92.2% of all student loan debt, so it's the federal government holding it. The average federal student loan debt balance is $38,000, more than $38,000. And when you add private loan debt into that, because you have to get private loans sometimes, it's over $41,000. Imagine that. You start out life and you already owe $40,000.
5 figures.
5 figures.
It grows.
All right. Almost 5% of federal student loan dollars were in default as of 2024's fourth quarter. Default. That means more than 240 days passed. The average public university student borrows $32,000 to attain a bachelor's degree. And people are like, oh, I don't want to pay for doctors to they're rich and lawyers. That's not who you're paying for, asshole. Okay? We're going to get to the demographics in a minute.
Yeah.
You racist bastards. Anyways. All right, students, we're going to get a little bit more student loan statistics here. All right, there's a ton of them. I'm not going to go through every one of them. I'm going to go through the ones that I think are really, really important to know. Total student loan debt increased $47.962 billion in 2024. That's insane. Why? Interest, stuff like that, and people being told, you need to borrow, you need to go to school, you need to get a degree to get a good job. Really? Well, I did that. Now I can't get a good job. Oh, sorry, too bad. Pay me. That's what it reminds me. It reminds me of the mafia. It reminds me of Ray Liotta's character in Goodfellas. What? You had a bad day? F you, pay me. You're sick? F you, pay me. What? Your mother died? F you, pay me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's pure mafia law here. All right. So
the Democrats want to win the next election in a year from now?
Yep.
You hound them on this issue. This is the one issue you just need to win on.
Yeah.
Because this will propel you to not just take over the House, but also maybe the Senate.
Yep. Okay. So who are we talking about exactly? Well, first of all, student loan debt. 48.2% of independent undergraduate students accepted federal student loans. Middle income students are most likely to take out federal loans at 50.8%. Well, a lot of doctors and lawyers there in the middle class, huh? A lot of rich people there, but I don't want to pay for rich people's, right? So you hear that bullshit, it's bullshit. All right, you hear that on Fox News, that's bullshit. 57.4% of students living in campus housing use federal loans because they can't afford to live anywhere else. 31.1% of college students living with their parents accept federal loans because they can't afford to live anywhere else and they need the money to go to school. They're even more poor. 41.7% of married undergraduates accepted federal student loans, right? Because they can't afford college on their own and what they're making, right? Trying to get ahead. So
Can't get ahead of this country right now.
yeah, no, you cannot. Let's see here. You know what? There is some statistics that I wanted to get to that I think I skipped over. No, I think I'm going to get to them. Okay, yeah, here they are. Now, you're going to hear it on Fox News and all the conservative media. I don't want to pay for rich people and student. 55% of Americans support cancellation of up to $10,000 per borrower in federal student loans.
How many?
55%. 47% support cancellation up to $50,000 per borrower. 33.4% of student borrowers own $10,000 or less. 76.4% owe $40,000 or less. Only 31% of Americans oppose student loan debt cancellation. And again, those are the Fox News bubble people. All right. Among those identifying themselves as liberal, 78% support student loan forgiveness. Among those identifying as conservative, 39% support student loan forgiveness. So even among conservative, you have almost 40%.
It is 40%. 39%?
39%.
It's 40%.
Yeah.
It's pretty much 40%. You need to have 50.
Yep. Those who
away.
strongly support student loan forgiveness, 20% more likely to be female than male. 56% who strongly support student loan forgiveness make less than $50,000 annually. So it's poor people saying, yeah, we should probably forgive these debts. 14.3%, so it's the rich people who make over $100,000. They say, no, let those poor people stop. All right? Let's see here. So it's not a black-white issue. It's not a conservative liberal issue. It's a ultra-conservative versus the rest of the planet issue. Okay? Now, let's get to some demographics. So who exactly are we talking about here, son? Who exactly are we talking about? Okay. Student loan by sex or gender. 49.3% of female bachelor's degrees holders accept federal student loans. I'd like to help out the females. 42% of male bachelor's degree holders accept federal loans. I'd like to help out the boys too.
Yep.
All right? But it seems like there's a little bit of a slant towards females. It's hard enough for them to get ahead in life being female because there's still some shit against them. So help them out. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Student loan by debt or by race or ethnicity. Oh, by the way, female associate's degree holders have to borrow 14% more than their male counterparts. By the way, female bachelor degree holders have to borrow 3.63% more than their male bachelor's degree holders. So they're forced to borrow more because they probably don't have because statistically, economically, women don't have as much money as men to spend on education.
Right.
So, I don't know. You want to liberate women? Here we go.
There's their issue.
Yeah. Okay. Race and ethnicity. Among bachelor's degree holders, black students are most likely to borrow federal loans at 82.9%. 83% of black kids have to borrow money to get a bachelor's degree. But yet we tell them, American dream, pull yourself up by a bootstrap. But we're going to put you in this vice grip of debt.
Yeah.
4 years after graduation, black or African American student borrowers owe $25,000 more on average than white or Caucasian borrowers owe for the same bachelor's degrees. How is that?
I don't get it.
You know why?
Why?
Because they have to borrow more.
Yep.
Because black families are traditionally less financially
Stable.
well off or stable than Caucasians. All right. On average, black and African American student borrowers owe $3,800 more than white or Caucasian borrowers. 4 years after graduation, 48% of black student borrowers and only 17% of white student borrowers owe more than they initially borrowed. Why? Because the interest adds up because black students have a harder time getting a job. Black graduates have a hard time getting into the higher offices, higher paying jobs, and therefore the student loan interest keeps piling up. And so there you go. Among graduate students, 40% of black students and 22% of white students accumulate debt for graduate school. it is an issue. There's an issue of race here. There's an issue of gender. But take that away. It's just an issue of, you know what? It's people trying to do the right thing that they've been told all their life since they got into kindergarten. Go to college, get a degree, the American dream. That's it. And then you know why it's called the American dream? Because you got to be asleep to believe it. Thank you, George Carlin, for that quote. All right? This is not the American dream. This is how you get the yoke of government and debt put on you and keep you down. That's what this is. But Linda McMahon says, we ain't paying for these policies. But they're your policies. They're your policies.
Yep.
All right? How about student loan by age? 25% of adults age 18 to 29 years report having student loan debt.
I'm part of that now.
You are part of that. All right? The average 62-year-old federal borrower owes $42,780 in federal education debt, including Parent Plus loans. So the parents. So you're right. You want disposable income? You want a thriving economy? Can't spend money that you're paying to get these student loans done.
Yep.
All right? And it's all a scam because, first of all, colleges shouldn't need student loans. College should be, let's face it, with the money colleges have, the endowments,
Yeah.
they should not be asking students for very much in money.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is a great website, and I'll put it in the description. But if you want to know debt inflation, all that, student loan forgiveness, and how little there really is, all right? Federal student loan debt freeze and what happened there. Student debt scams on the rise and how people are getting scammed, all right? Through all sorts of stuff. It's just, it really is amazing. It really is amazing. And if the Democrats need an issue, because they do, this is your issue. This is your issue. This is the one you hammer on. Not the gang members sitting in El Salvador. Guess what? Regular Americans aren't going to care about that. You're not the transgender stuff. Not the I want the guy to be able to beat the shit out of a woman on the track and field. I want a guy to be able to spike a ball in a woman's face and break her brain. No, that's not your winning issue. Your winning issues are always going to be money, and the haves versus the have-nots.
Yep.
The elite versus the people who are just trying to make this country go and have a good life.
Listen, if you should be dropping. Listen, you've lost the whole. You gotta drop wokeness because woke is just the one that kills you.
Yeah.
Woke is what let people look at these real issues and say, "Fine, we'll tolerate that because that is too much of a danger to our morals."
Yeah.
If you literally just drop that, which to be honest, it's not that significant, and went for the financial side of the American side of politics, you'd win. You'd win elections. You'd take over the Senate. You'd probably win the House. You maybe even win a presidency in a few years. I mean, right now, I hate to break it to you. We talk about if if Trump has a good term, the Republicans probably win presidency again.
Yeah.
Right now, this is the hill. If they choose to die on this hill, they've set themselves up for a very close election, if not a losing one, in 2028.
I want to see the first news reports of people having their Social Security benefits garnished for student loan debt.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see how well that goes over.
No, it's not going to go well over.
All right. I want to see how well that goes. It'll be ridiculous. So listen, I'm not about giving free money away. I think people should earn their keep. I really do.
Sure.
But it's been a scam since I was a little kid, being told you got to go to college. No, you don't. You got to get your degree. No, you don't. These are important things, right? And then people, I'm not paying for some barista sociology degree. Okay. Well, as that barista, before they were a barista, when they were a young kid or they were going through high school, they're getting into college, they were told that this stuff was important.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're going to believe the authority figures that are saying this is important, right? It's all a scam. There's no one there, right? But there you go. And you got people that come out, oh, I paid off my student loans. So I paid off all my student loans from Boston University. All paid off, right? It doesn't mean I'm looking at it going, well, screw this guy or screw everybody else. No. I don't want you to go through what I went through. I don't want you to have to go through that. Mm-hmm. I want you to have this. I don't want you to, go, okay, I got to pinch this nickel and pinch that nickel. No, not if you don't have to.
Good for you if you don't have to. You shouldn't.
Yeah, and if you paid off your student loans, awesome.
You should get a tax refund.
Yeah.
A tax credit. Because you know what? That's reasonable.
Yeah, it is. But it's not that way.
But no, the richest country in the world, we can't do it.
Nope. Richest country in the world. Richest country in the world can't do it. We can put tariffs on everything. We're watching 401ks disappear because of tariffs right now. We're watching retirement funds disappear. And people are saying, oh, people who are concerned about that don't get it. No, I get it. It's my retirement fund. I worked 25 years for it. I get it. It's disappearing. I don't want it to disappear. I don't see how anybody can look at me and go, you don't understand. Really? I don't understand. I understood that I worked 25 years to put that money in and build it up to what it was. Now it's going away because someone wants to have a pissing contest with China. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I getting that money back? Probably not.
Probably not.
Right? Now you're going to tell those same people out there that have student loans, hey, start paying it back. They can't afford they can't afford health care.
They can't even afford a car.
Yeah, they can't afford a car. They can't afford a house. They can't afford health care. Shit, half the time they can't buy a dozen eggs. So this truly, again, there's been so much about the Trump administration that I said, I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that. This is one of those times where I'm going to tell you the truth. This is stupid. This is ridiculous. This should be the Republican Party going, we're in control of everything. Yeah, we're going to wipe out student loan debt. Sorry about that.
Because you want to solidify yourselves for the next decade?
Yep.
Maybe even 20 years?
Yep.
This is the side you should be switching on.
Yep.
Sorry.
Guess what? The people out there who are going to say, I don't want to listen. The money's gone. Like that money. Like if you're a regular person living in America and you don't have student loan debt, if all of a sudden they wipe it all out, you're not going to be paying any more money than you already are right now.
Yeah, the money's gone.
The money's gone. It's federal government money.
It's not that they're not going to raise taxes on anything.
Right.
The money never existed, to be honest, for the most part to begin with. I mean, look at the money we give Harvard. How much money did we give Harvard to just kind of that was cut because of
billions?
8.5 billion.
Yeah.
How much in student debt is there in the country?
1.7 trillion.
Okay.
No. I got one better for you. I just looked it up. The state, the Department of Defense, can't locate $824 billion.
Take $824 billion away from them for this year.
Yeah.
Put it towards that.
Put it towards that. Just cut it all in half. Boom.
There you go. Sorry, pass an audit next time.
Yeah. I mean, where's that money? Are people out there screaming, I want my money back. I don't want my taxes to go up. You lost that money. Yep. Who the hell knows who's got that? Dick Cheney somewhere down in Texas? I don't know. But, that's the way it is. So, Democrats, from this conservative down south of the border to you want to win. And again, I got my own master's degree sitting behind me. It says political science. All right? You want the winning issue? This is your winning issue.
Yeah.
And the time is a-ticking. You got till May 5th before they start sending out these debt collectors. Can you imagine? Is that what they're going to use the IRS now for? They're going to be calling you up. Where's your student loan money? They're going to be calling your work. Where's your student loan money? They're going to be garnishing your wages. Where's your student loan money? Right? Yep. Are they going to go after people's 401ks and retirement savings? Like, really, where's it going to end?
Yeah, where's this money going to even come from?
Where's it going to end?
I hate to break it to you. There's not enough money to even repay that in the country.
Right? But, the federal government can lose $1 trillion, but God forbid you don't pay back your $10,000 for your student loan. They're going to come after you with everything they got. Well, guess what? I guess make America great again is make America poor again. Is really what it looks like, because that's all that's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's all that's going to happen. You're going to hurt the economy, hurt it real bad. So that's what I got to say about that. I'm going to stop ranting and raving. It's been about an hour here, and we're going to go and I really appreciate everybody.
Appreciate everyone joining us.
So if you enjoyed the stream, like, subscribe, share it out. As you can tell, we do talk a lot about politics. We're not exactly fervent conservatives. We do lean conservative, but not exactly fervent conservatives when it comes to that. But we're going to get on out of here. Really appreciate it. And we'll be back Thursday. Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah, we're going to see the accountant too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That'll be awesome. So thank you. Thank you for joining me again. I appreciate you, buddy.
Worries.
So it's been episode number 71. All right, with that, I'm still your reluctant gringo from somewhere south of the border. Salud.
A huevo.
A huevo.
Adios.
You a racist? Do you hate Mexicans?
So long, gay boys!